Happy hump day, everybody. Hope you're having a really good day. Thanks for stopping by. Also, check out my YouTube music channel. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'm Jamie Totten, and this is Here's the Thing. So, today, I want to talk about my top my top singer songwriters. I want to talk about the emergence of the black quarterback in the NFL, and of course, election watch. Okay, let's start with my five best singer songwriters. Number five is a lady named Carole King. She wrote and performed a lot of hits. I'm sure you probably heard of some of them, just didn't know that it was her. You know, she wrote some really good songs. A few of the hits that she wrote, you probably heard. I'm sure you have. One of them was "You Got a Friend," "Will You Still Love Me Tomorrow," and the song that Aretha Franklin made into such a big hit called "Natural Woman." So yes, Carole King, she wrote some really good hits, and those were only a few of them. Okay, she's number five. Number four, Marvin Gaye. For the album What's Going On, he would have to be on his list just for that, to me, anyway, in my opinion. You know, he was a collaborator on a lot of Motown's biggest hits, And so, he did his own thing, songwriter in his own right. You know, his biggest hit that he wrote for himself was "Let's Get It On," and I'm sure a lot of people danced to that song. Yeah, I also had "Got to Give It Up," and you know how much you danced to that song. That was a staple. Whatever cookout you go to, if you didn't hear that, something wasn't happening the way it should have been happening. Just saying. Okay, and Marvin is number four. Number three is John Lennon and Paul McCartney. I couldn't separate them because of all the big hits they had with the Fab Five. The original Fab Five, the Beatles. They wrote big hits with the Beatles. So that duo, they put out hits with the Beatles like, "I Want to Hold Your Hand," "Hey Jude," "Yesterday," and a lot more they put out. Yeah, y'all know who the Beatles were, so that was McCartney and Lennon. And so they're number three. Number two is Smokey Robinson, the great Smokey Robinson. He wrote over 4,000 songs. Imagine that. Wow. And I think it was Bob Dylan or someone called him the greatest poet ever. I think it was Bob Dylan. I have to check that out. Yeah, called him the greatest poet ever. Smokey could write some great songs. And many of the hits he wrote were top 40 hits. Hits like for a lot of other groups, like for the Temptations, that hit "My Girl." He wrote "My Girl" for the Temps. "My Guy" for Motown's Murray Wells. "Ain't That Peculiar" for the great Marvin Gaye. He also wrote hits for himself, songs like "Tracks of My Tears" and "I Second That Emotion" and "Tears of a Clown," just to name a few. And Smokey was one of the people who made Motown what it is and was in those early years. he made Motown into a hit making machine. Yeah, he helped make Motown into a hit making machine with all the writing that he did, as well as Smokey Robinson and his solo act. Okay, Stevie Wonder. What can you say? He's number one on my list. Stevie Wonder, the great Stevie Wonder. To me, there's no greater writer or as far as writing and playing music and his instruments. He played all different instruments. Great voice, great mind. He's called the eighth wonder of the world for a reason. Um, his music was unique, to say the least. I mean, the studio albums he put out, you know, Signed, Sealed, Delivered, Intervision, Songs in the Key of Life. You know, those albums were great, great albums. Great work, great music, great writing. You know, lyrics was off the hook. You know, Stevie got a long list of hits, you know, like Sir Duke, I Wish, Living for the City, Master Blaster, My Sharia Moore, and on and on and on. So let's do this again. So number 5 on my all-time singer-songwriter list is the great Carole King. Okay. Number 4, the great Marvin Gaye. Okay. Number 3, the great team of Lennon and McCartney. That writing duo for the Beatles in their heyday. Number 2, Smokey Robinson. One of the greatest that I've seen, one of the greatest songwriters I've ever seen. And one of the greatest voices also. Silky smooth. Smokey Robinson. And number 1 on my list of all-time singers-songwriters is the eighth wonder of the world, Mr. Stevie Wonder. Okay, now that's my top 5. Okay, let's get to some NFL. I want to talk about the emergence of the black quarterback in the NFL. Okay, 15 black quarterbacks are slated to start in week 1 of this season, 2024. That sets an NFL record. Also, for the first time in the NFL draft, the first 2 picks were black quarterbacks. Number 1, Caleb Williams, and number 2, Jaden Daniels. Okay. Williams went to Chicago and Daniels went to the Washington Commanders. Now, I've been watching football since I was about 10. Yeah. I grew up with people, mostly older white guys, telling young black kids like me that the quarterback position isn't a position for black kids, you know, who want to play football. You can play anywhere else, you know, but you can't play quarterback. Oh, what a crazy thing. Okay. They say black kids, if you want to play football, you're not going to be able to play quarterback, especially at the highest levels, you know. I didn't believe that BS. The reason why they say that the brothers couldn't play quarterback is because the black athlete just ain't smart enough. And again, I never believed that BS either. So, they would say stuff like they can't read defense. They like to run too much. They can't understand the complexities of an NFL playbook. Oh, and so on, and so on. So, I heard all that when I was a kid. So, whenever an NFL team back then put a black quarterback on the field, I was rooting for that player. I didn't care what team he was on. I'm rooting for that team today. You know, you know, that's just the way it had to be. So, the first black quarterback I remember though was Jefferson Street Gilliam, Joe Gilliam, for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He was a backup to Terry Bradshaw, and in 1974, he started the first 6 games for the Steelers. You know, that guy could really pass the ball. I never remember him running too much at all, but passing the ball, oh my God, he could really pass the ball. Yes. Okay. Then along came the great Dog Williams. Dog Williams. Yes. In 1988, Dog became the first black quarterback to start in the Super Bowl. In 1988, he was the first black quarterback to win a Super Bowl. So, and since then, though, 7 other black quarterbacks have started in the Super Bowl. And as of today, 2 of the top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL are black, you know. So let's see what this NFL season is going to give us. Let's see what it's going to look like. I'm looking forward to watching Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes go at it tomorrow night. That should be that is a way to open up a season on a Thursday night with those 2 guys at quarterback. It doesn't get any bigger. They just played in the AFC Championship game last year, and they're meeting in the first week of the first game of this NFL season. That's great, great theater. Hats off to the NFL on that one. Okay, let's get to the election watch. The election watch. Okay, I see Ice Cube is trending for his take on elections. He has a right to his opinion, but here's the thing: Cube ain't your ordinary brother. Cube is rich. I mean, really rich. So whatever the Democrats are trying to do for the people, it doesn't really matter to him. I mean, he's good. Either way, he's good. I mean, his opinion is just that, an opinion of a rich man. So let's stick to where most people are. So, most people need affordable health care. Most people need the minimum wage to be higher. Most people need a livable wage. Most people need to be able to trust the statements that are coming out of the White House. Most people don't want their rights taken away, and most people are not trying to go backwards. So let's remember what it's all about. Let's not be persuaded to not participate in this election. I don't know what Ice Cube, I can't say that he's trying to get people not to participate. I don't know if that's his reasoning for saying some of the things he says, but like I say, he has his opinion. But let's stick to where we are and what we have in front of us. We are fighting for the kids. You know, we're fighting for your kids, my grandkids, your grandkids. So, you know, it's all about them and what we're going to do to help them along as they get into this world as grown-ups, or as they're coming in this world. They may need programs that will help them move along and keep them on the right path. You know, that's my opinion. But anyway, thanks for stopping by again. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you tomorrow. Peace.